What if the galaxy's most powerful empire made one big mistake? By underestimating humanity? Imagine a universe ruled by a colossal alien empire, a force so dominant that no species dares to challenge it. Their fleets are vast, their technology centuries ahead of most civilizations, and they have crushed every opponent who ever stood against them. In this galaxy, humanity is a footnote, a young species tucked away in a quiet corner, dismissed as weak, backwards, and irrelevant. To the Empire, Earth is no more than a minor world with nothing of value. But what they don't know is that deep in humanity's history lies a forgotten relic, a prototype warship, built during desperate times, then abandoned and left to gather dust. This ship was never meant to see battle again. It was considered a failure, too costly, too dangerous, and too strange for mainstream use. But when the Empire sends its massive armada to finally bring Earth under its heel, humanity has no choice. They cannot outmatch the Empire's power. They cannot fight ship for ship, but they can awaken the forgotten beast that everyone thought would never fly again. This is the story of how a discarded human prototype warship, overlooked by history, became the nightmare of the most powerful empire in the galaxy. The Empire's armada arrived in Earth's system like a tidal wave of metal and firepower, their massive capital ships blotting out the stars. To them, this was routine, just another species to intimidate, conquer, and fold into their endless dominion. Earth's leaders knew they couldn't resist. Humanity's fleets were small, outdated, and utterly incapable of facing the Empire's might head-on. Every military analyst agreed humanity's survival was impossible. But deep inside a forgotten hangar lay the one thing the Empire hadn't accounted for: Earth's prototype warship. It had been designed in secret decades earlier, during a time when humanity feared invasion, but abandoned because its technology was seen as unstable, unpredictable, and too expensive to replicate. The warship was an experiment in pushing human ingenuity to the absolute limit, and while it never saw service, its systems were far ahead of their time, alien even to humans themselves. With no other options, Earth's commanders made a desperate gamble. They reactivated the prototype, restored its ancient AI, and prepared it for battle. The Empire laughed when their sensors picked up the lone human vessel leaving orbit, calling it a relic, a scrap heap, a pointless gesture of defiance. But as the forgotten ship powered up, something stirred within its engines and weapons, something the Empire had never seen before. Humanity wasn't sending out just a warship. They were unleashing their most dangerous experiment, and the galaxy was about to learn that humans fight hardest when they have nothing left to lose. At first, the Empire's armada barely paid attention to the lone human warship drifting into the void. To them, it was a symbolic gesture at best, a futile attempt at bravery before inevitable annihilation. The alien commanders mocked it openly, broadcasting taunts across open channels, certain this outdated relic could never scratch their shields. But then the prototype moved, faster than any human ship should. Its engines burned with an unnatural blue light, propelling it forward with impossible agility. The first shots from the Empire's cruisers streaked through the void and missed. The prototype twisted, darting between beams of plasma with precision that made the Empire's gunners blink in disbelief. And then came the counterattack. With a single strike, the human ship unleashed a weapon that should not have existed. An experimental rail system capable of hurling solid projectiles at near relativistic speed. One of the Empire's destroyers, a ship thought indestructible, exploded in a blinding flash of fire and debris. Silence fell across the enemy fleet. Their laughter stopped. What was supposed to be an easy display of dominance had just turned into something terrifying. Ship after ship turned their weapons on the prototype, but it danced through the chaos like a predator, shredding the enemy's confidence with every kill. The forgotten vessel, dismissed as a failure, tore into the armada with ruthless precision, its strange human engineering proving more than a match for the Empire's arrogance. And in that moment, as hulking battleships erupted under its guns, the galaxy learned a dangerous truth, the one thing more terrifying than humanity's weakness is humanity's ingenuity when pushed to the edge. When the last of the Empire's warships burned out in the void, silence fell over the battlefield. Wreckage of their once mighty armada drifted lifeless through the stars, shattered by a single human vessel that was never meant to fight in the first place. The Empire's commanders were stunned. This wasn't just defeat, it was humiliation. Entire fleets had been erased by a ship they had mocked as worthless. For the first time in centuries, their aura of invincibility cracked. Across the galaxy, other species watched in awe, whispering the same thought. If humans can do this with a forgotten prototype, what else are they hiding? On Earth, the warship returned battered but triumphant, its very existence rewriting humanity's place in the universe. No longer overlooked, no longer dismissed, humans had proved that they were dangerous in the one way the Empire never expected, through sheer creativity, stubbornness, and the refusal to die quietly. The old prototype, once buried in dust, became a symbol of resistance, of defiance, and of humanity's terrifying potential when cornered. And while the galaxy now feared Earth's strength, they also respected it. Because the lesson was clear: you can underestimate humans all you like, but if you back us into a corner, we'll come out swinging with something you never saw coming.